So we do fall to 2-2 at the hands of Mason Dodd, who is now 4-0, leading the league, the self-proclaimed king of the flock league, which is very unfortunate. Starting with the quarterbacks, Justin Fields, while it didn't end up really mattering because the matchup was already over, he had a great game on Monday night. 27 points. He had that long touchdown run. Very pleased with his performance. Outscored Josh Allen, which in this matchup is all I could have asked for. It's just the rest of the team wasn't able to pick up the slack for him. My starting running backs, Jordan Mason and Devon Achane, were fine. Jordan Mason just over 10 points. Didn't get the touchdown this week, but he still has that entire backfield while Aaron Jones is out. A weird game for Devon Achane. Only 2 targets, only caught one of them for 2 yards, but then 20 carries for 99 yards, and he gets the rushing touchdown. It just kind of shows that he will perform in whatever game script necessary. I've said that he's the wide receiver 1 in Miami. With Tyreek now down, that's definitely still close to being true. Although he didn't need to be in this game to be productive, and I'm very happy with him moving forward. Mason had Saquon Barkley, who didn't have an incredible game, scored just around what Achane did. Unfortunately, Josh Jacobs with the 2 touchdowns, 86 yards. They used him through the air a lot more than they have been. Going into that Sunday night game, it was unlikely that I won, and after Jacobs put up 31 points, it was basically over. My wide receivers were absolutely abysmal this week. Nico Collins, 4 for 79. They absolutely blew out the Titans. Never really needed him in this game. I'm concerned with Nico. The Texans offense just can't seem to do anything. They had 9 points going into the fourth quarter or something like that against the Titans, who are one of the worst teams in the league. The fact that this offensive line is so bad that it's prohibiting Nico from producing is a big concern. Keenan was not great. 5 for 37. In a PPR league, he gets close to 10 points, so it's not the end of the world, but no touchdown this week, which he had in the previous 3. I also started Ricky Pearsall, who was 4 for 46, not much better. I was really hoping with Brock Purdy back and Jawan Jennings limited because of the injury that Pearsall would be good, but he was obviously nursing something as well. He left the game for a little bit, was in the medical tent. And of course, I benched Deebo Samuel, who scored 20 points. It's not a decision that cost me the week because I wouldn't have won even with Deebo in my lineup, but it's really annoying to keep getting these starts at decisions wrong. I also had J.K. Dobbins in the flex, who on Monday night went for 100 yards, which is great. R.J. Harvey did dip into his usage a little more than he has in the past couple of weeks. The touchdown came in garbage time, though, and a lot of those carries came in garbage time once the game was already iced, including the touchdown. So I know that RJ Harvey is going to probably continue to increase his role. J.K. Dobbins is a running back who has, in previous seasons, slowed down quite early in the year. He's dealt with so many injuries. I do not foresee a 17-game season for J.K. Dobbins where he is the starter. He currently still is, so for that time being, he will be a consideration to be in my lineup, but he's a guy that I could definitely move with the hopes of acquiring a running back with some more long-term solidity. Hunter Henry scores a touchdown, so he ends up being fine with about 12 points. His other catch that wasn't a touchdown was almost a touchdown. He got knocked out at like the 1-yard line, so that could have been another big day for him. I'm fine to keep putting him in my lineup until George Kittle comes back. He's definitely one of the better options that isn't like the top 5 or 6 names. Mason's wide receivers, DK Metcalf and T. Higgins. DK Metcalf, without that 80-yard touchdown, did absolutely nothing. It's annoying when just one play like that could have been easily preventable ruins my Sunday morning, which it did. T. Higgins did basically nothing. TJ Hawkinson at tight end, also not a great game. Then he has Scadaboo and Tony Pollard in the flexes, who both were pedestrian, but all these guys scoring 10 points for him really just added up and is what cost us the week. The kickers basically match each other, and then the defenses. Seattle sacking Kyler 6 times on Thursday night. 2 interceptions. The Niners making the Jags look very good when they haven't so far this year is disappointing. On my bench, Jordan Love had a good game. I did start Justin Fields ahead of him for about a point of profit. Again, didn't matter. But I'm glad to have Jordan Love as sort of the backup. Fields still is my QB1, but in some tougher matchups. He has Denver coming up. I think weeks 9 and 10 are a little tougher for Fields as well. There's a bye week in there. Love has some good matchups, so we're definitely going to be needing him as the season goes on. The Packers defense have shown that they aren't as good as people maybe thought in the first few weeks, And so Love is going to have to throw the ball a little more. More shootouts like this, where he's got 43 pass attempts, over 330 yards, 3 touchdowns, is going to be really big for him. And then obviously Debo on the bench. I put him on the bench because of not having his starting quarterback, whereas Keenan did and Ricky did. And even though Terry was out, I figured they would have a little trouble. And in the end, he scores the touchdown, which puts him over the edge with those guys. 6 receptions for 72 yards. They're giving him carries out of the backfield too. It's so tough looking at these start-sit decisions every week, where last week Debo only gives me like 5 points. This week he gives me 20. It's just so unpredictable that it's very frustrating to figure out who to start every week. So we dropped to 2-2. It's not the end of the world. We're 7th in the standings right now. I feel like we're in an okay spot. No injuries this week, which is good. Let's check out the waiver wire. On waivers this week, Darius Slayton goes for $7, Kendre Miller for $6, Dak for $4. The Cardinals were the premium defense this week coming up against the Titans. They go for $4. We get the Colts for $3, who are playing the Raiders, and Geno Smith, who loves to turn the ball over. Brenton Strange goes for $2. We pick up Brashard Smith for $1. I could see Brashard Smith sort of break out similar to how Woody Marks has, with just awful running backs ahead of him. And it could be a situation where he just has the most juice out of the 3 there, and his role continues to expand. And I'm happy to stash him on the bench with that possibility. Another defense getting picked up, the Giants. Isaiah Bond and Rico Dowd will get picked up for $0. That'll be all for waivers. Let's look at our Week 5 matchup. Going into Week 5 here, we are coming up against the only winless team in the league, right after playing the only undefeated team, which is interesting. We are playing Badake. He hasn't had it great so far this year, and it didn't get any better for him in Week 4, losing Malik Neighbors and his matchup. Badake said in his clips this week for the Flock League video that he didn't make any bad picks besides Evan Ingram, and I agree with him. It's just really unfortunate that your quarterback Joe Burrow goes down and it ruins the production of your second-round pick in Chase Brown. Now, his first-round pick has gone down for the season to an ACL tear. It's really unfortunate, but looking at our matchup, it puts us in a good position. Now, as I'm recording this on Tuesday, he currently still has Malik Neighbors in his lineup, so we are projected to have a 67% chance of winning, beating him by over 20 points. That will change when he puts somebody in there, but his options aren't great. Starting with the quarterbacks, Justin Fields against Jared Goff. Fields is playing Dallas, which should be a good score. I'm going to put him out there. The 2 games that Justin Fields has started and finished, he's over 25 points. 29 in Week 1, 27 against Miami in Week 4. I think we have a really good quarterback here, and I'm excited for what he's going to do against the Cowboys. Now, Badake is starting Jared Goff, who's playing against the Bengals. Very good matchup. Bo Nix put on a show on Monday night with a big score. The Lions should be able to trample all over the Bengals defense. I'm going to hope that it's more on the ground than through the air. Running backs, I am starting Jordan Mason and Devon Achane, putting them back out there. Mason with a difficult matchup against the Browns, but the Browns are just showing up in London this week. The Vikings have been adjusting to being overseas. So hopefully there's an angle there where Mason is able to sort of wreak some havoc on that Cleveland defensive line, break a few long runs, hopefully a touchdown this week. HN against Carolina, I'm expecting a big score. I'm going to need a big score for him to win this week. Badake has Trey Benson, who looked good against Seattle. That's a good defense the Seahawks have. He's playing the Titans this week, which is a bad defense. And so Trey Benson is primed for a breakout here, his first big performance with James Conner down. And then Chase Brown against the Lions. I'm just going to hope that this Bengals offense continues to be incompetent with Jake Browning. At wide receiver, I am starting currently Nico Collins and Keenan Allen in the wide receiver slots. Nico Collins against Baltimore. The Baltimore defense has looked bad, but obviously the Texans can barely move the ball. So if Nico Collins is on my roster by the time Sunday comes, I'm going to be rooting for him, but I'm a little down on his production going forward. I will once again this week have a decision to make between Keenan Allen, Ricky Pearsall, and Deebo Samuel. They all have their merit. Ricky Pearsall is on a short week, playing Thursday night, nursing that knee injury. So right now he is 3rd in the pecking order. He is on the bench. But if it comes out that he's playing and that Brock Purdy is playing, then I have to consider starting him. Keenan and Deebo are playing each other. Neither of those matchups are incredible. Neither of them are awful. I'm hoping whoever I do play can have a safe PPR floor that gets me over the line and gets me a dub this week. Badake currently has Khalil Shakir and Devontae Adams in the wide receiver slots. In the flex, we have J.K. Dobbins facing off against Badake's James Cook. Obviously, Cook has the edge there. I'm hoping Dobbins can hold on to that RB1 role for another week here. Coming up against the Eagles, not an easy matchup, but the Broncos love to run the ball, and hopefully they'll be able to do that successfully in week 5, and we can get some points from them. The tight end battle is boring. Hunter Henry against Juwan Johnson. For Badaki's second flex, currently his options on the bench are RJ Harvey, Troy Franklin, and Zach Ertz, all of which I would be absolutely fine going up against. We'll see if he makes a move this week and trades for somebody to put in that slot. If not, I think him losing Malik Neighbors this week really gives us a huge advantage. We'll skip past the kickers to the defenses. He has the Eagles going up against Denver. It's whatever. And hopefully my Colts can pick off Geno a few times. That would be great. I really appreciate all the support, everybody rallying behind the fan wagon here. Last week's video did quite well. So if anybody is seeing this and you aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I'll be making a video every week this year updating you all on my progress in the Flock League here. Like this video. And I'll see you guys next week. Good luck on the weekend.